What is happening, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Bulletproof Mindset, where we bulletproof your mind through health, fitness and just general chit chat. So today we're going to go over what the name is, bulletproofing your mindset. We're going to go over so many topics, how you can add them all in and just really live a better life, to be honest, with exercise, health, etc. So get tuned in, strap your seatbelts on, and here we go. Alright guys, I know Dale's looking a bit bigger than usual today, and not in a good way. Is that the opening you were going for?
That was definitely not what I was going for, but I look bigger because I trained with Jay and smashed my shoulders and my chest.
Yeah, good.
When I sit like this, so it's not like I'm bed cheating on me, but
that's how Monday should start.
This is definitely a wee bit
big daddy session.
Aye, so obviously looking a wee bit bigger because hit that push session, you know what I'm saying? Going back to my bodybuilding roots that I've got it. But this is going to be episode 21. So we are 21 episodes in, guys, which is quite crazy to think about. But being 21 episodes in, we've not actually done an episode on how to bulletproof your mindset and how to have a quote-unquote bulletproof mindset, or a strong outlook or strong mindset, whatever you want to call that. So what we thought we would do today is actually run through some points that we've implemented into our lives, some things that we're trying, some things that we're trying to do better at, some things that we've been at the opposite end of the scale and have changed, and it's definitely helped. And
for anyone listening, bulletproofing your mindset doesn't mean you don't struggle with any sort of mental health, depression, anxiety, etc. It just means that you still live your life with that, but you implement routines, etc. in your life to progress.
Yeah. So let's run through some points then. So start with point number one.
Point number one is a pretty simple one. We are personal trainers, so exercising. So for me, exercising, everybody should exercise at least 5 times per week. Doesn't need to be lifting weights to start with, but you should be moving at least 5 times a week. To be honest with you, I would say you should be moving at least every single day for at least half an hour, but you should be moving for at least an hour 5 days per week.
Yeah, and I think it depends on the person, depends on your situation, but I do believe there should be some form of exercise every single day.
Every single day, 100%.
We always call neat steps and stuff like that, but I think just movement, just getting outside, those types of things have a knock-on effect. And now I would go a step further and say I believe the best form of exercise that everyone should have to have a strong mindset would be lifting weights. Now, you get jacked, you lose weight, you build muscle, you get physically stronger. These are all things we spoke about in the past, but the one thing that isn't really spoken about as much is the adversity that it creates, because if you go through adversity and you come out the other end of it, you're a little bit stronger. So
always.
What adversity do you get from lifting weights? You're doing, I don't know, sets of 8 reps, and you go, you know what, I could go for maybe 9, or maybe I can go for 10. Fuck, I never thought I could do 10 reps.
Or you're meant to go for 10 and you hit 6 or 7, you're like,
you're
fucked, I need to go, I need to push as hard as I physically can here to get these.
And this is where your boy David Goggins, this is where his nobody has a stronger mindset than this guy. Like what he ran with broken feet and
100 miles in a day. No, yeah, it was 100 miles in a day. I'm sure. Was in 24 hours? I'm sure.
Absolutely nuts. And that was
fucking insane.
Hadn't even trained for it, wasn't it?
Insane.
And what was the root cause of that? That again, so that comes on to another point that we've got here, which is the purpose and discipline behind it. We spoke about that in a previous episode. But what is the purpose that you work out for? Like, why is it that you'd want a strong mindset? What's all these carryover things or what does all this carry over to? So, exercising with weights, that adversity that it creates, because you're challenged, you're tested, and you might not get much of that in your daily life. A
lot of people don't, especially people who sit at desk jobs all day. They're sat down all day, and because of them being sat down all day, they have no energy, or they feel they have no energy to move anymore. Yeah. So people who do physical jobs, they want to move more and more and more. People who sit at their desk all day want to move less and less and less. That's when you need to go, I need to move after this, I'm done. Or before you start work, I need to move before I start.
Yeah, so that's that one. So on to number 2 then.
So we'll go straight into it. You should be resistance training with weights minimum twice a week.
Twice a week, you say?
I would say minimum twice a week. Yeah.
I think
if you get once, that's absolutely fine. But look to start from 2 and gain it to 3. That's what I would say personally. I'd say once you're into a full routine of resistance training, you're looking to be training 3 times a week if your schedule lets you.
And I think look out for a future episode in this, because we'll go through like some benefits of lifting weights and what we mean by lifting weights, because it's not classes, it's not high intensity, it's not supersetting and everything. It's literally a good, strong
focus on strength, building foundation and strength training.
That's exactly what I was going to get to with that. So building strength, building those foundations, as you said, working on technique,
mobile, agility,
just things that carry over to your daily life. Like, enjoy it.
Yeah, enjoy it. So when it comes to strength training, I had a poll in my story the other day, and it was, do you train for strength, do you train for aesthetics, do you train for power? Most people actually said strength.
What did it?
The people who train for aesthetics, you know, there is people who can train for aesthetics out there who will stick to the routine forever, with the purpose being, I just want to look better. For most people, that will die quickly. So you need to look at maybe going, you know, I want to train for strength. The main focus is strength, second focus aesthetics. That's what I say personally. What do you think?
Speaking from my experience, yes, it does die, because from people that I train, they want to train a certain way until they, I don't know, for a holiday, for their wedding, for whatever it is. And then once that date passes, the motivation usually falls off and then go back to square one. But the thing with training to look a certain way, you're never truly happy.
No.
You're never truly happy.
No.
I look back at some of my prep pictures and I go, fucking it.
Dale was fucking jacked.
I was shredded.
He was fucking, he was in incredible shape.
Honestly, I look at those pictures and I vividly remember putting my phone up in the windowsill, trying to get the good lighting to come in, trying to get all the right angles, taking a video, and then watching it back in that moment and going, I'm too flat, I'm too small, I'm not shredded enough. And see, when I look at it now, I'm like,
what the fuck?
I mean?
Exactly. It is insane. Like, when I've been in the best shape of my life, you've never ever feel it.
Never happy. And I think that's why, if you've got an aesthetic goal, it's not that it's a bad thing. I think everybody wants to look good. If you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, your relationships are better, and it carries over to a stronger mindset.
100%.
So, I think it's a vicious. So I'm at the point now where I can recognise, yes, could I be bigger? Yes, could I be leaner? But I can go right.
Could I be sexier? Absolutely not. Absolutely at the peak of my existence, yeah.
But I think just running that back, right, and thinking, right, you know what, I could dial it in and run this a bit and lean out a wee bit more. I think, yeah, okay, like, it's not that I'm in bad shape just now. I think that's something I would have said, like, in the condition I'm in just now, I would have genuinely in the past, I would have been, I'm out of shape here.
Aye, 100%. Yeah. I'm gonna say, I wouldn't say I'm in bad shape, but I could easily train so much more, so much harder. But with everything else going on, I'm actually happy. Yeah. And I see, if I trained for aesthetics like I used to, and that would be my primary focus, I still train for aesthetics, I'm not lying. But if that was my primary focus, I would be feeling terrible.
Yeah, no, I know, because it's a lot of time, energy and effort to
so much effort to look like these bodybuilders.
Yeah.
And I don't even look like the bodybuilders.
I'm trying.
I never have.
But yeah, so exercise can be done in so many different forms. Like, again, I think the other one is, it's whatever you enjoy to do as well. Like, don't, like, some people go and look at signing up for a marathon because they're like, this will make me exercise. It's like dialing it in for a wedding. It's like dialing it in for a holiday. They sign up to a marathon because then they have to do something every day. But then you ask the person, it's like, I fucking hate running. It's like, what? Why are you doing it then? So do something you love. If you love doing marathon runs, then cool. If that's something that grounds you,
and always remember, you can never love something you're shit at, so you need to get good at it first.
Exactly. That's actually a good point. Look at you coming out a wee bit of wisdom today. But no, lifting. It's also I know further down the list here we've got therapy and how to use those avenues, but lifting weights and getting in your own space, your own head, music playing, disconnecting from the world, that is a form of a daily practice. And that doesn't have to be in the gym. It could be an outdoor walk, a hike, or whatever it is.
Absolutely, we're going to that. So whether you're an introvert, so you go and train yourself, that's your time, up away from everyone else, or you're an extrovert where you want to go with someone else, that's still your time, because you're so extroverted, you still want someone else here. But for that hour and a half, 45 minutes, whatever it is, that is still your time away from the rest of the world, where you don't think about anything else.
Do you think everyone needs that time?
I would say so.
Yeah, I think lockdown for me probably tested mine and Jillian. No, tested our relationship, but see, because we were both working from home, we were then both working in the same room, and then it was like, even though, like, I would never normally see her when I'm at work, and then I've got like quiet spells throughout my day. Yeah. And I would have just time to me, and then so in the quiet spells, I was like, what are you doing? Like, what are you up to now?
Fuck off.
It's like, I'm on a call. It's like, aye, I'm bored, like what you're up to now, like, but getting time to yourself, like, because we worked out together, we done everything together, so it's really important to get that.
You need that time to miss people, whether it be friends, family or spouses. You need that time to miss them, and if you're in such close proximity to them all the time, if you're coming in from work and you're already tired and that's the first thing you see every single day, when you're already tired and feeling like shit, you're not going to give them the best version of you.
No, I know.
So it's best to go.
Yeah.
It's best to go and get your own space and own time and work on yourself.
Even just process your day as well. Because that was one thing I liked about driving home from Edinburgh. It was like 45, 50 minutes, maybe even an hour sometimes. And it was sometimes when they put a podcast on.
Yeah, by the time you're home, you're feeling refreshed.
I'm listening and I'm like, right, cool, right. I've done it, all these stresses in my mind.
That's what I started doing this first thing in the morning. So that's another way to build up. I used to listen to music in the morning or a podcast.
Aye.
Obviously, podcasts are much better in the morning. Music's good. I don't listen to anything.
I'm the same.
So my 20-minute drive here, I don't listen to anything. And see, by I'm here, I'm so much more refreshed. It's such a weird feeling.
I know, because I was going to, don't get me wrong, some mornings I do, but this morning I was up and I was driving and I was like, right, going to put a podcast on. And I was like, nah, I like the quietness. I like
it's strange, isn't it?
It's a weird one.
Like, you sit and think more, but by the time you're there, you're thinking less, way less than you ever would.
Aye, because you're ready to go on here. So maybe it's just being able to process your thoughts. I think that's something that we've got in here as well. So that's us on exercising. A little bit to kind of add on to that that's out with us. You wanted to say
No, you go.
So something that's out with that is some sort of daily growth practice. So something that gives you some form of inspiration, not motivation, but inspiration. I think this is super important. Now, maybe not every day, but one thing that's led me down the path of being in the health and fitness game and doing a job that I truly love and will do this forever was listening to a podcast on health and fitness.
Dale loves the podcast.
And I listen to
fucking, I'm sitting in the motor, I can't even understand a word these guys are saying. Dale's like, woo, woo.
Gillian, that's how my life goes. That's how thoughts go in my head. 2 times speed.
Fucking very fast.
Gillian listens to the same podcast and she's like that. Can you turn the speed down? So I'm like, right, I'll go to 1.5. She's like, no,
turn it down.
To 1.
Aye.
So like, I'm like, okay, so I go to 1, and then I secretly put on a 1.2, and she's like, listen, away, our brains adjusted to 11. She's like, that was a good episode. I was on 1.2. You're not that far away. 1.3.
Nah, just up it slowly but surely.
It's ridiculous, but having, so what we mean by that is like having, like, it's like food for your brain. And we put a point down there saying like feeding your brain, so having that inspiration, learning a new skill, learning stuff you're interested in. It could be absolutely anything, but if you have interest in it, find there's audiobooks, podcasts, YouTube videos. There's information out there for everything.
So for me, my go-to podcast when I want to learn something, it's not even fitness related, because as much as I love fitness, listening to it sometimes. Well, I listen to Mind Pump. I really enjoy Mind Pump because I think the way they articulate it is so good to listen to. The way they explain it all, it's fucking fantastic.
It's also entertainment as well.
It's entertainment as well as, like, that's what I like. Entertainment as well as information. And Huberman Lab, honestly, see when I start, he changed my life. He changed my life.
And this is what I mean by it. It genuinely has the power to, this one little thing, if there's anything you take away from this episode, you could do either one of these or any of these points that we do, but if you just do one thing, and that is have some sort of daily growth practice by trying to learn something or just listening to another perspective, listening to an opposed perspective, the growth that will compound over time, like, it will genuinely change your life. It
will. People don't understand it by just simply listening to something. So when somebody knows what they're talking about, when you sit and listen and take in every small word they say, you're like, fucking hell, I can do that. I can put that in my life, and you put that in your life. That actually changed. And then from there, it's small changes, and then a month later, after 10 minutes of listening every day, you've made so many small changes.
No, and that's one of the reasons for us starting a podcast to hopefully inspire others and give that inspiration. But everyone's like, I do not listen to the news. I don't watch TV. I try not to watch too much like Netflix dramas and stuff like that. Like the media and stuff, like, everything's all doom and gloom. So if you get to control the media and information that goes into your brain, that changes for the better, trust me. Because if you're always consuming, there's another school shooting, there's another fucking thing in America, the Ukraine war,
negativity.
But like, I think in the grand, it's maybe a bit controversial, but in the grand scheme of things, everyone cares about one thing first, and it's themselves and the family around them.
Yeah, 100%. So that's how it should be.
If it doesn't affect you, if you're not indirectly affected, then I think you should put your focus and energy to other aspects,
positive things.
for sure.
And positive things.
Because a stronger mindset that you have you will be a better person in any other aspect in life.
100%.
Which could have a carry over to that. So
100%. So one thing, and this is why you're here, and this is why I'm here. That's why we're doing our own podcast. Believe that you can change, and believe in yourself that you can do it.
Yeah,
that's one thing you've got to understand. You need to believe in yourself. It's like one of the things I used to watch an Olympic weightlifter, and he says, if you can't see yourself going up and lifting that weight, if it's like close to your 1 rep max, you won't lift it. And it's the same thing in life. If you can't see yourself going through that day and achieving your goals, you will never do it.
Yeah, you need to believe it, don't you? You need to believe it. I know a lot of people, just because we train, people, it's like, I can't do that. I can't do that, or like, I don't believe that I can do it, or like, it's not me. I'm never going to be able to do something like that. People that say, like, even had like real chronic back pain, I'll never be able to deadlift again. I'll never be able to do that. See, overcoming that hurdle, that is a huge gain. With mindset wise, but it baffles me because it's just that it's a mindset that I've never really had myself. But don't get me wrong, some thoughts will come in. It's like, nah, I can't do that. And it's like, no, wait, why is it that you can't do it? Is it because you're telling yourself that you can't do it, or can you physically go up and give it a try?
You're just scared.
Try it.
You're just scared.
Yeah, the only way you guarantee you can't do it is by not trying. By stopping. Like, if you don't try, then how do you know?
That is. So I think what a lot of people get wrong with confidence is they think people who are confident can go and do it without any thoughts in the world. No, most people who are confident are just not scared of the final outcome. You know, they have that fear, but even though they have that fear, they're not scared if it does happen.
Aye.
So if, like, say for rejection, if they walk up to someone and say, can I get your number? And they go, nah, alright.
Cool.
Do you know what I mean? Move on.
Aye.
And that's where the confidence comes from. It's not they can do it without feeling anything. It's they don't worry about the fear.
Aye.
They don't have fear of the fear.
No, I know. And it's crazy how many people, as I said, are still really stuck in their ways.
But as we spoke about with the news, negative. Yeah. So as you're brought up in school, a lot of things are negative. The news is negative. So a lot of things you see are negative. So that's just fear. If we come and you're brought up in like a working class household, you're told to go down one route, and it's go to university, go to college, get a trade, get a job, stay in that job, don't go anywhere else, because if you go somewhere else, it might not work and you won't have any money. It's just fear. So by the time you're 20, 30, 40, 50, that fear is totally instilled in you that you can't do anything apart from what you know. But that's not the case. You can do fucking anything.
Aye. You can. You physically can. Don't let it do.
Maybe not be a billionaire for me, right? But
no, but again, like, why not? Like, that's what.
No,
I remember actually changing my bio. I've changed it back now because it was a wee bit cringy, but I needed more characters in my bio. That's how.
I remember it.
But remember, I put in there as I was about one of Scotland's leading PTs, and it wasn't that I thought I was. One of what was that? Was that you farting?
No, it wasn't me.
Hopefully that doesn't come out of the podcast. But a big ripple just came out of something. There's only 2 years in the room. But I remember, like, it wasn't because I knew I was one of Scotland's leading PDs, because that's what I was aspiring to. So you genuinely you need to aim high. Whatever you're setting your goal is, set it higher. We've got goal setting and that coming on to next, but. Like that's just an example, and to like what James said there was it was actually both our journeys. Leaving school, I was like, personal trainer. You don't see old ones. It's not really job security. It's harder to make money. So, and I didn't go to college and I didn't go to uni. And I actually wrote on a post the other day, and I felt so guilty and I felt like a wee bit of a failure when I would speak to friends and stuff, because everybody went to uni and everyone went to college, and I went straight into working because I wanted to just make money. And then I was like, fuck. They're all going to make, like, I thought you went to uni and you got a really good job that paid really well.
Aye, that's not always the way it goes.
My conception in money was always back to front, so I was like, right, what's a good living for me? Right, 20 grand, like, where can I get that? Right, call centres, right, in a call centre, like, what the managers get, and I just kept chasing that, and then there's a wee bit of insecurity comes out of me sometimes when I'm speaking to someone. I always feel the urge to, like, tell them how much money has been, like, made, just if that's a fucking, that's a term of success, but it's not. It's not. But that's an insecurity of mine, because I was like, people are going to see me as a failure because I never went to uni. Like you said, society kind of points you that way. Now, is there bad jobs out that you come out of uni? Nah, I think there's a place for people. It's a place for certain types of skills, but I think a lot of people go down that path not because they want to.
Because that's the way they're told to.
Because
that's the way the structure is built for.
Yeah. Right, next one then. So next one, well, we touched on a wee bit, self-development, the personal development. I guess we've sort of covered that. Anything else?
Also, when it comes to personal development, it's a wee bit different from listening to a podcast every day and giving yourself inspiration. Personal development comes in from, are you aware of how you are with the people around you and how you are with your job? Are you putting in effort to any relationships around about you? And then going, you know what, I'm being a prick, or I'm being nice. Understand when you're being a good person and understand when you're being a bad person, and then going, right, how do I fix that? And then look into stuff for that. So maybe you have a slight temper. What causes that temper, etc. I mean, you don't need to look into it too much, but it's just being self-aware of how you're being daily. And once you're a nicer person, this is what I've found anyway. I don't know about you, but I found when I was a nicer person, more people went, "Oh, here, you're being a nice person." I go, I want to be nicer and I want to work on my health more, because when I was healthier I was nicer,
it's a knock-on effect,
and then I was just happier in general.
It then brings the right people in and around you as
100%.
well. If you're always a dick, you know, it's going to be around pricks as well, like, because that's what you're feeding off each other, like, oh, who can be the wido, who can be the biggest arsehole to each other, and like with your mates and stuff, like there's a time and a place for that, but like kindness, well, like that's why I was saying to you before, like one of the things I was saying, that I offer like a full money back guarantee things. It's like, oh, people will take advantage of that, and it's like, well, if I think that way, then
they will.
Everyone will, because then I communicate it different.
Yeah.
And that brings me on to the other point in this. If there's a skill or self-development skill to learn and get better and refine, it's communication. Because it's usually the crux of everyone's problems.
100%.
Why have you argued with a partner? Because you were pissed off and then you were short with something and you didn't communicate. What was it?
Yeah.
Well, you didn't actually communicate. You had a hard day at work and you were taking that temper out. I'm shit at this. Like I'm okay. I'm getting better.
I'm getting a lot better at it as well.
I know for a fact, like every time like me and Gillian have an argument, it's down to communication. It comes down to that fundamental factor.
Yeah.
If there's any mishap or a misunderstanding for one of my clients following something, it's because of a communication error on either my front or their front. It's like, right, I need to then, even if it's this comes on to our next point, but even if it's their fault, I then need to look at myself and go, what could I have done better?
100%.
So that leads nicely into that next point there,
Yeah, which is take responsibility and ownership of the situation you are in. Look, not everything is your fault, but at the end of the day,
it's only you that can change it.
It's only you that can change it. It's how you react to that from that situation. And it might not always be your fault, but sometimes it will be your fault. And you just need to go, I fucked up. I made a mistake. I could have done that better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you go through life in every situation, they're being a dick, they're being a dick. You know, I've heard so many people go, I don't like my boss, etc., etc., etc. How long have you been in that job for? 2 years. You've been saying you don't like your boss for 2 years and you're still there. That's your fault.
Yeah,
that's just a scenario, but that is how it goes.
Spot on. This is the one thing that fucking really pissed me off about my old job. I had to manage people who had been in the company 30 years, 35 years. I used to say, oh, I fucking hate BT, I hate Open Age, I hate this, and I'd be like, then why are you here? Like, why is it? Oh, because I need this. And it's like, right, so you've already established that you hate X, Y, and Z about this job. If you hate it that much, but you're not prepared to change it, then you can't keep moaning about it, because it's just breeding this negativity in your life, and then you're getting worked up because you hate the job because it's pain, it's no whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's this vicious circle that just keeps coming round and round and round. It used to piss me off. So yeah, okay, it might not all be because of the situation that's came up or any bad situation came up, but it's affecting you, and it's responsible for you. And like, we all go through tragic losses and that type of stuff, and it's very hard to take ownership of those situations.
100%.
But, there is a grieving process.
Yeah, you have to grieve through any situation. If it's a serious situation, death, breakup, divorce, whatever it is, you have to grieve 100% first and foremost. But after that, you have to take responsibility.
Yeah, and it's the one thing I think I've not had to go through this yet, but I definitely know there's going to be a time where sadly I lose a parent, and that's going to be a real tough time.
Oh, 100%.
It's a real tough time, but I can't, at the same time, it can't destroy your life. It can't take away, because it's going to happen to us all at one point, and we need to be resilient enough to recognise that person had a good life, regardless of the relationship, and life goes on, and you have to kind of move on.
So I'll explain my situation with this. I won't explain the family member, but I used to always say to them, you never take responsibility for any new day. It's always everybody else. You always blame everybody else. And last year, this was one of the reasons why I end up going to therapy myself, because I was like, you know, it's not me. It's cause my past, blah 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 blah. And then I remind my dad, and that's hit me down. You're like, you've been a fucking dick. I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm obviously it was a bit worse than that, right? But I was sitting down. I was like, you know what? Maybe this is me. I was like, I need to go and fix myself. I said, maybe this is me. And from there, I've took more responsibility from a lot of the things that have happened. And if I'm not happy somewhere with something, I'll say it or I'll do something about it.
Yeah.
And I'll try and be more calm about it. But from there, I went, you know what? Like, mate, I'm fucking up more than that, because it's never nice to go, I'm fucking this up, I'm fucking that up, I'm being a prick here, I could have done that nicer.
It's hard.
I
That's
could
why
be
no one
nicer.
does it. It's fucking hard.
It
It's
is hard
to like take ownership and go, like you said, because no one likes to be criticised or be
No.
wrong, don't you know? Like,
No.
when I would imagine that would have been even harder hearing it from your dad, because you're like, what?
Aye.
Who
the fuck you talking to your fucking mum?
I know, because you're like, no, like, I know everything. But see, when you're in your 20s, early 20s, you feel like you do know everything.
So one last thing, see, when it comes to the gym, that's what everybody says, I hate squats and deadlifts because they injure me. That's the victim mentality.
It is.
You're a fucking idiot. So here, if there's anybody listening who fucking says that, you've got the victim mentality when it comes to lifting weights.
You don't like it because you don't.
Because you don't learn.
Because it's uncomfortable. In
You
it's
go.
uncomfortable because there's an issue.
That's the problem. No, you're the problem because you don't take time to learn. Quite that victim mentality in the gym and outside the gym.
And that was a point we wrote down. Like, you are the problem. What did we say? We said, no, it's no one else's fault but yours. But however, you have the power. You have the power to change it, and you have the solution.
Yeah.
Like, it's
you.
Brutal.
The brutal honesty. Brutal honesty, and you need to go, it's me. It's me.
Dear God.
It's me.
But one thing, just back before we move on to that point, one thing you said about the boss situation, the thing with that as well is, like, people always bitch behind people's backs, but they never actually confront the issue. And they don't confront the issue because, one, it's a wee bit awkward. It's no uncomfortable. It's no comfortable whatsoever. But it also never, like, allows that person to change on. That's why I'm always trying to say to my clients, like, in that weekly check-in, it's always like,
tell me,
like,
what am I doing wrong? What could I do better?
Anything I can do better? Like, no, like, there's zero ego here whatsoever. I would love to try and get this anonymous. Like, it might be actually something I go down the route of doing, like an anonymous feedback system that they can give back on a weekly basis. No, I take squats in my program, you fucking idiot. I don't like them.
I've told you before, I don't fucking like them. You keep fucking putting them in.
It's hard. It can also be hard to do that, but it will feel so much better. The hardest things, I always remember the conversations I shied away from most was when I had to give someone, like, not a bad, I can't remember the word for it, but like at the end of year performance reviews, I had to give them like a low performance score because they didn't perform well, and I always fucking hated doing that. But why did I hate doing it? Because I never communicated that they were only doing a good job in the lead up to that. So I can't being always the nice guy, because I was like, I want everyone to like me. So you're doing a good job, you're doing it, but they weren't. They were doing it. I wasn't doing them justice, and that pivoted how good a leader I became. I changed that mindset going into the second year of that, and I said, right, look, performance isn't where you're at. So I knew I had X amount of conversations leading up to that performance review, and see the weight that I felt lifted off my shoulders. I felt so good going into that. It's just shit as a conversation it's feeling. I was like, look, mate, like, you said you were going to change that, but here's your calls. You're still performing X way. You're not getting the rating that you wanted, which then impacted the bonus. And that was an easy conversation, because they were like, I'm sorry. They actually said to me, I'm sorry, I let you down. I was like, no, you've not let me down. I'm still getting my paycheck at the end of the month. You've let yourself down because it's impacted your pay, it's not impacted mine. I want everyone to perform, and I'm here to help you do that. And see the conversation that in the previous year, oh man, that actually felt so good. So take ownership of your conversations, take ownership of your shit. And if you want to change it, you have the power to do that.
It's you.
Right, next one.
Right, so the next one is be the positive person of the group. This is one I find hard because I fucking like moaning. But we all love a bitch. Everyone loves a wee moan. Yeah, we do. But it's be as positive about every situation as you can, and try and not just say what's on your mind every time. Do you know what I mean? If it's on your mind, you can't be fucking arsed. Try and hold it in as much as possible.
No, but there's outlets. But think about this: like, everyone knows that person who they come into the room and they're always moaning about something, and then you think to yourself, man, I
can't be fucked with you.
Can't be bored. And then even, like, you might be in a good mood, but I guarantee you after being in that presence, you don't feel good. Now, if you can't think of someone, I'm sorry to say that
you're lying. It's you.
No,
it's you.
I'm sorry, like, it is. It's you. But look, accept to what it is, take responsibility,
as I've just said,
and move on, change that, be a more positive person. Now you have to think, like, why is things so negative? Why are you getting so beat up about everything? Is the thing you're moaning about or upset about, is it really that Is it really that?
It's not. It's the fact that you feel probably pretty shitty inside.
9 times out of 10 it's not. It's other aspects that's really feeding into that. It's
Yeah.
the cause. And that leads on to, like, we'll skip ahead on a few points, but that leads nicely onto the therapy part that you were talking about. I know we're jumping all over the place, but
It's alright, it's alright.
but that one that you said, like, if you're so worked up about everything, like, it's the small minor things and it's things that's pissing you off, like, really challenge yourself. Like, why is that? Because there's a deeper issue that's not been tackled there.
Yeah.
There's you're putting a sticky plaster on an open wound there, and it's never going to heal.
And what I mean, it's quite big in America, therapy, but therapy over here is not as big because it's got this stigma that, oh, you're fucking failing. The good thing about therapy is, see, with therapy, you would go to a friend, a family, and you would tell them everything, right? There's someone in your life always knows everything about you, or there's people know this, and if they combine, they would know absolutely everything, even your deepest, darkest secrets. There's always one person that knows.
Yep.
So the reason why therapy is there is there is no emotional connection to you.
They can call shit. They can call it out as it is.
Yeah, they can tell you, and they can tell you how to fix it without being emotionally connected to you or the people around you. So if you go to your friends with a relationship problem, they'll go, oh, fucking sack him, sack her. You know what I mean? But if you go to a therapist and you're really struggling in your relationship or whatever it is, they'll tell you, look, maybe you should do this, maybe you should do this, with no emotional connection. And that is why therapy is so good if you're going through a hard time.
Yeah, no, I love it. Right, on to the next one then. So we covered that one off, that point that you were just about to say.
Right, so the next one is, comes to the gym and comes to outside the gym, expose yourself to hard work or adversity. This is why lifting weights is so fucking good.
Because that tolerance up, that resilience that you need. If you go life and everything's okay,
comfortable.
Like this is where there's a debate or a controversial conversation. I don't think it's controversial. I think more people are against it than actually in favour for it. But giving a medal to every kid in school,
hate it. Hate it.
I don't, actually, if I haven't met anyone that's for it, I think it's just the school thought they'd do a good thing, and they've ended up doing it, and they've seen it through, and they're like, oh fuck, we've fucked up here. Because if you don't win, like I'll tell you a story, and it's what sparked my fitness career and what sparked me being a fit person. I wanted to compete and want to do all these things. I remember running in the cross country race and finishing like 75th, but then I seen like the attention that the first, second and third were getting. I was like, right, fuck, I'm going to graft this year. My first year, I'm at 13, and this is what was developing my character as a young person.
Yeah.
Second year comes around, I came fourth, and I was like, whoa, right,
I'm close.
to this. I've just gained like 100 places with that, but I ain't happy yet. So I kept working myself to the point where I was then beating that guy that was winning, and that felt fucking good. So being exposed to those types of things, like it's
early in your life as you can. But with lifting weights, and so one of the things, I speak about dopamine all the time, but when you I love it, I do, that's why I'm fucking like this. But when it comes to dopamine is released when you are building up for pleasure. So if you're going through the day and you're working hard, you have slight dopamine for the time, and that's how you have the energy to finish your day. When you finish, you get that pleasure. If you get instant pleasure, then you run out of dopamine.
Aye, there's a time frame, isn't it? There's a time limit on
If you get so much pleasure from so much small things, there's no need for your brain to release dopamine, which makes you feel good. Absolutely none. So you need to work hard, and you need to work overtime to get pleasure.
No, that's it. Right, so support network then is the next one. So this is where those negative people who are always on your life,
get them in the bin.
You do. You probably need to have a conversation with them first and say, like, it's not your. I wouldn't say it's your responsibility to help them.
No,
you can pass the best ball in the world, but it's down to that person to finish the final shot.
Yeah.
Like, it's not. You might want to help them, but if it's bringing you down too, you can't be brought down with them. And sadly, you need to cut ties with people.
Yeah.
Have you had to do that in your life?
Yeah, I've had to cut ties with one of my parents for that specific reason.
No, I was going to say the same thing. Like, sadly, like I'm trying my damnness to cut a family member away. I don't want to cut them out of my life, and I really don't. But
I say that with a straight face here, right? But it's a really difficult decision, and obviously we can say this right now and have a small laugh about it. But it's not a laughing matter.
It's not nice though.
But it is something that some people need to do, because some people in their life just bring them down so much. And they
cause that much stress, cause the anxiety, cause all the depression that comes with it.
Yeah, they interrupt your goals so fucking majorly. It's unbelievable.
And that's what I was going to say in that point. Like, if they're in the way of the goal that you have laid out to do, then, like, sadly, that person isn't going to be there to celebrate it either.
No.
I hate the people who's like, there's always a worry, there's always a thing, there's always something that's like, oh, but what isn't this? Like, oh man, just get a fucking rest. Like,
so they're either going to be there and you're not going to achieve your goal, or you're going to achieve your goal and they're not going to be there. And that is unfortunate truth.
Mm-hmm. Nice one.
That is. It's just like we both go through the situation. It's not one of the ones we go, ha. It's not one of them. But like I say this to everybody, not everybody needs to be in your life because they've been in your life.
Aye, exactly. And family's the hardest one because you're born with them.
Yeah.
Friendships can be a hard one as well.
Friendships are equally as hard if they've been in your life for a long time.
Jillian was actually, she brought up a podcast and she was going through something with whatever it was, and it was like, you get therapy for family, you get therapy for your relationships with your partner.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really, there's no really a therapy for friendships. Mm-hmm. Like that disconnect, because you're like, oh, you just need to kind of go on it, or know that I'm aware of, or know that we're aware of. But it's true.
I've never heard the therapy for friends, and that's probably something we can start business adventure. Friends therapy.
Okay, right, on to the last one then.
So the last one, I mean, this seems obvious to me and you, but it's only obvious to me and you because we do it most days. Fuel your body the right way. Nutrition. Get your nutrition better. I'm not saying on point, because I don't like that word on point, and I never get MD to have the nutrition on point. My nutrition is not on point. But one thing I do every day is I drink water most of the day. I only drink water, to be honest with you, unless I go out and I have like maybe either a beer or Diet Coke or something. But I drink water most of the day. I have little to no processed foods most days, apart from a takeaway.
Yeah, I was going to say there's times and places for nutrition to change. I missed over one point. I was meaning the last point to be the routine side of things.
Oh,
right. Like nutrition, it's a big pillar to take care of, because if you're eating shitty foods all the time, I was talking about the Monster can energy juices. If you even
see your gut microbiomes. And I've read this and I've researched this, and I'm not really good at talking about this kind of thing because I am not. I've not got the qualifications either. But your gut microbiomes will tell your brain how you're feeling. So see, if here's not feeling good, up here can't feel good. And it's like, if you're anxious in here, you actually end up anxious in here, and it's fucking strange.
I know.
But so if your diet is fucking shit, you'll not feel good up here.
Yeah. Is it not one of the second or third most complex things that we've ever had to study? So our brain's the first thing. I think the universe is second. Third is our gut, mm-hmm. and how foods can actually interrupt and change our mood, our feelings. Like, it's mental.
It's crazy.
It's actually crazy. So yeah, we're not the best to communicate this, but I can tell you firsthand, when I'm eating good foods, I feel good and I can get after it. Now, I had a Chinese last night, and I said to Jillian at the end of it, this is one of the first times I've not ordered a ton of food and then felt shit after it. I ordered a small portion of shredded chicken, and then I wanted salt and chili chips with it, and it wasn't really a big portion. I ate it and I was like, you know what? That was actually not that bad.
Do you know what we done similar? We got boiled rice. Yeah.
Jillian, so this was, I'd literally just about to say this point. Jillian got boiled rice, and I was like, oh, interesting choice. She was like, I actually like boiled rice, because it doesn't, I don't feel dead bloated after it. I felt good.
I like a curry and fried rice. I'm lying in bed, like, I don't feel good. But I got that boiled rice, and I was like, I just feel alright.
But you know what it comes down to? How well that
digests, and that is...
and that's the impact that it got in your brain.
100%.
So last point here then was routine. Routine is crucial when it comes to this stuff.
Absolutely key. Honestly,
you fucked your routine, didn't you?
My routine is fucked. Fucked with a big capital PH.
Like, what did you get to, like Thursday, Friday, and things were starting to click into place?
Yeah.
That's what you said in the car there, like how good you felt training people, and how good you felt these sessions.
Yeah,
because you started to get that routine back.
Everything's going back, but for routine, wake up at a similar time every day, go to bed at a similar time every day, start work at a similar time every day, finish at a similar time every day. Unfortunately, as PTs, we can't do that. But that is the one thing I miss. See, if I could work 10 hours a day,
and just have it set.
That's lovely jubbly. We can't do that, but if you can, fucking do it.
You might get to a point, but some people are like working shifts and all that stuff, so that's going to be hard, and sleep's going to be hard, but that you still can make it a routine. So your routine might not be Monday to Friday, Monday to Sunday. It might be that you have an 8-day schedule or a 4-day schedule, or you have a schedule or a routine for your days off.
But your routine should have self-development, podcasts, nutrition,
working on yourself, getting out
that
in
should
the
be
sunlight.
all in your get the sunlight. That should be all in your routine before you start your day, instead of just waking up and doing this and doing that. What am I going to have for breakfast? I don't know how the fuck people do that. They wake up and go, I don't actually know what I'm having. What the fuck do you mean?
Plan it.
I know what I'm eating every day.
Plan, do, review. And I know that's like a common thing that you see us personal trainers put on a thing, but it's the reason it's so common is because it fucking works. Like, make a plan and execute it, and if it didn't work, then go back to the drawing board, change the plan and execute it. But that routine, like, find a routine, like getting out,
what's
getting
for
outdoors, getting the workout in, everything that you said there. Love it. Right, I think that's us.
That is us. So I would say one thing. Everybody says to me, how do you have so much energy? I'm like, because I do all these things. I like to start my day. No, because I do all these fucking things. And look here, I fuck up a lot of the time. I procrastinate a lot of the time.
Oh, yeah. What was I doing last week? It was Tuesday. So we went over, what was it, Friday? Went over Friday to lay the mats down in this place, and I put the first row, and then I had to make a cut in the corner, and I was trying, all I had to make a decision on, do I need to glue these mat downs or not? And James said to me, he's like, oh, you're going to charge that much for rent? And then my head went, boom.
Oh, man.
My head went into fucking... Right, I need to work out my rent model before I start laying these fucking mats. And I end up going home and turning on the Apex and gaming for a fucking hours. But look, this is why did all this happen? Like, these are things that can help you bulletproof your mind. It doesn't mean your mindset's always going to be on point. You're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days. All you need to know is recognise, right, it was a bad day, move on. You had another bad day, cool, right, implement another change in what you can maybe do to get yourself back on track.
Absolutely fucking love it. So if you enjoyed that podcast, you can find us on socials at Bulletproof Mindset UK on Instagram. You can find myself at RawJimFit.
And you can find me at Coke.
Coke.
Maybe it is hard going second. You can find me at Coach Crosser. See you guys soon.
Thanks for listening.